everyone, Michelle here. Welcome back to episode 10. I've got quite a few new subscribers this week, I've noticed, so hi, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. I will do a brief intro for those of you who are new. My name is Michelle. You can find me on Instagram, Ravelry, and here as Mickey Midge. I think I'm also on Twitter as Mickey Midge, but I don't really tweet, so but my name is Michelle. I am a mum of 3. I have 2 boys aged 7 and 4, nearly 8 and 5, and a little girl who is 16 months now. We live in a small village on the outskirts of Northampton, but we've only recently been here, moved here. Sometimes I say the wrong word, I'm sorry, I'm tired all the time, permanently tired. Yeah, we moved here about coming up to a year ago now. Actually, I'm originally from London, North London. You might be able to tell from my accent, proper Londoner me. And we moved here for a quieter life, and to be close to my mum, who moved here about 15 years ago. So I love crochet. It's my happy place. It keeps me sane. We had a tough couple of years, and crochet is what got me through, really. My mum taught me to crochet when I was probably about my oldest son's age, about 7, with granny squares. I didn't keep it up, if I'm honest, for quite a long time, and a few years back, about 4 or 5 years ago, I picked it up casually. But then the last 2 years I've been doing it quite regularly. So that's a brief background. Anyway, if there's anything else you need to know, or not don't need to know, but things you'd like to know, do feel free to ask. I will answer any comments. So we will get started with finished objects, because there is only one finished object this week, and I'm wearing it. You may have seen, if you follow me on Instagram, I was doing the homebody sweater from Meg Made with Love. It's a free pattern on her website, and I was making it with a yarn cake. Making it with one of these serpent yarn cake, which I got from Lolly's Little Wool Shack, and I finished it this weekend. Been doing it on and off, so I will just, if you can bear with me. As you can see, I've not matched front and back because of the nature of the cakes, and it's off the shoulder. Got your 3/4 length sleeves. I'm a chubby girl, so I prefer them to have jumpers to be quite sort of baggy. It's probably not the most flattering thing to do, but I like it. It makes me comfortable when I'm around the house. So there we go. As you can see, I'm quite top heavy, quite apple shaped. As you can see, when you see the dark patches there, you do have to wear a vest underneath, and it's off the shoulder. I'm a big girl, I can't go without a bra, so too much info maybe. I do tend to do that, but I really like how loose and airy and stretchy this is. It's really comfy, really cozy. The whole point of the homebody sweater pattern is it's something that you can wear at home when you're just vegging around. But I really like this. I really like it. It looks good with my jeans, which I was wearing it with yesterday. I haven't been wearing it today until here, but I thought I'd wear it for this. Don't just wear the jumpers every single day. Though I could, it is that comfortable. The yarn is really nice. I got it from Lolly's Little Wool Shack when they were selling yarn cakes, rebranded yarn cakes. I think we realised that they were Lion Brand Mandala. And I like it. It feels nice. It doesn't feel scratchy at all. It feels comfortable. There's quite a bit of stretch on it because it was Lion Brand Mandala. It should be a 4mm hook, I believe. So it should be like DK kind of weight. Probably quite lightweight for people in the US. I know worsted is the yarn of choice over there, but DK is quite usual here, and it feels like a DK to me, and 4mm hook is the DK, but it was using a 6.5mm hook, I believe, so it's come out quite light and airy. It's a very, very easy pattern. It can easily be adjusted, I imagine, if you wanted to make it with a thicker weight. Very, very happy with it. Very happy. Very well written. And free. Yeah, you can't go too wrong with that. I used one full cake for each side. Now out of each cake, I made size large. Out of each side I got this much left. I've got to ball that up from each side. I used a fresh cake each time, front and back, and then the arms I used a tiny bit out of 2 cakes so I could try and match the arms up. I haven't matched the front and back, but I've matched the arms up reasonably well. So 2 and a bit cakes. Given that I only spent £2.50 per cake, I believe, if I remember rightly, it was £2.50 per cake. That is just over a £5 for a jumper. You can't go far wrong with that, and it's so comfortable. Big win for me, I would say. And that's the only finished object this week. I've had quite a busy week, to be fair. I went into the London office this week. I had to get up last week, I suppose, because it's Monday now. I'm supposed to film this on Friday. I had to get up at 10 to 4 in the morning, and my children were staying at my mother's house nearby because I didn't want to get them up and out at that time of day, because my train was at 5:05 in the morning to get into London, because it was the difference between a £12 ticket and a £50 ticket one way. So for me it made sense, because otherwise I'd have had to have gone through rush hour, and it wouldn't have been very nice in order to make the meeting that I was due at. So I did that. That was a fun day, getting up that early in the morning, but I did it. I survived. The train was surprisingly busy, but then I had to kind of recover from that a few days afterwards. Then my son's beavers troop, we were down on the rota for the adult helper that week, so we had to do that. I sent my husband in the end because I was so tired. I had the builders in we've had some problems with the sealant and the bath, as it's still under warranty. We've got them to do it, so they came in to do that, which meant, so 2 boys, 7 and 4, I had to do a lot of tidying up before they got here, especially on the bathroom. Otherwise it would have been like, yeah, just dodge the clothes that they just throw everywhere. So I thought I better tidy that up. Anyway, you don't need to know all that surplus information. I'm feeling quite rambly today. I do apologise if it's too much for you guys. But we will move on to works in progress. Now, I have a couple that I've not had any progress on this week. I still haven't got back to my Spicier Life, which I do need to do. I still haven't done my Ami to You Pearl the Polar Bear, which I really want to do. I do want to do the Spicier Life as well. Is there another one that I've mentioned before? That I haven't done any of my corner to corner yet, but I'm going to start a new corner to corner, so that's kind of taken a back burner, but I'll talk about that in a little while. Oh, I got out of focus. Am I going back in? There we go. Now, I mentioned before that I was going to start the Honey Blossom Cowl run by Holly at Yarn Journey Crochet Podcast. Sorry if I've got that wrong, Holly. I started and frogged this shawl 6 times, no 7, because I frogged again yesterday, so 7 times. By 6 I was ready to throw it out of the window. I had had enough, so I put it away for a couple of days, and I went back to it yesterday. I thought, right, I'm going to frog it again, because it's still not quite right, and I'll start again. And I'm not sure it's quite right even now. If you've watched any of the other podcasts mentioning this cowl, quite a few of us have had issues. We figured out what was wrong, and I think some people are still having issues, and I think that's partly due to the yarn choice, but then other people have used that yarn choice and it's been okay. Now I am I'm there. Sorry, I am using a yarn, well, not the exact yarn, but pretty much the yarn that the designer Ginger Lions used, which is one of these cotton gradient cakes. The one she used was what's the name of the brand? Oh, if you can hear that, that's the rain on that window. It's pouring. Katia Spring Rainbow, which I used on my Laiula, so I know that this is exactly the same. Now, if I can bring that up close, is it going to focus on it? Is it going to excuse my dodgy nails while it focuses on those? No, it's not quite going to focus, but if you can just about see, it's essentially 4 strands of cotton. Now, the packet says it should be DK weight, this 4 strands of cotton, but it's not DK weight at all. So I mean, if you compare it to this, is the cake that I used, which is spot on with the 4mm hook I used for this. This is more DK weight. Compare those two, you see that they are very, very different. Now, I think that is why the pattern asks for a 3mm hook, not the 4mm that you'd usually use with a DK. Now, I'm just going to put a stitch marker in there because I'm going to lose it otherwise. 1 second. Okay. So here is my shawl so far, and as you can see, it's not flat across the top. Now I'm wondering if I should have gone for a 3.5mm hook. If I stretch it, it does seem like it might block flat, so I might just persevere, because if I frog this again, I'm never going to pick it up, ever, I'm pretty sure, and I'm determined to get this. I'm too stubborn, really. But you see, it's quite a pretty pattern. I'll hold it against the... Ooh, I'm trying to move out the way. If you hold it against there, so you can see. Now, it's a paid for pattern, but I got it free a long time ago. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it. I actually got it free. I think it was her daughter's birthday. She posted a free code to get 1 free pattern. So I got it then. So I thought, yeah, I'll do that, because it's been on my list for ages. But it's I don't want to be mean, but it's not the best written pattern I've ever used, and a lot of us are having trouble. It doesn't tell you that, it's hard to say too much because it is a paid pattern. The increases are only in the centre, but it's written in a way that didn't necessarily look like an increase, so you wouldn't automatically only put it in the centre. So I was putting it in here and here, where the repeat of that part of the pattern is, and you're not meant to do that. And then it doesn't tell you to skip the stitches between the clusters. The pattern says to put an increase in there, but as it's not mentioned that is the centre increase, you don't realise that you're only supposed to put it in the centre one, and you just skip the others because it doesn't tell you that. Does that make sense? It's hard to make sense without explaining it too much, and it's a paid pattern, so it's difficult to. Now I know that Holly has contacted the designer but not had a response yet. I am tempted to kind of rewrite the pattern and send it to her and say, maybe you should do it this way, but then that might seem rude. I don't mean it to be rude. I worry too much, I think, about not appearing rude, and then the way I put things ends up being rude, and I don't mean it. But anyway, there it is. I will persevere, I think, even though it is a bit bumpy at the top. I think it will hopefully block it. Although it's cotton, I don't know how well cotton blocks. I'm fairly new to blocking. Anyway, I spent a long time talking about that, and it probably didn't make too much sense, so hopefully it did. That was whip number 1, and it has been frogged and redone and frogged and redone and frogged and redone, and yeah, it's slow going, and I'm gonna just leave it for a little while. In contrast, I'm working on another shawl. Ooh, working on another shawl, which is a free pattern. I am working on, I mentioned it before, the Crisscross by Faye-Hughes Designs, also known as the Crochet Circle Podcast. And this cowl is being run alongside Olin and Magazine, I believe it is. And here is what I've done so far. I took this on the train with me, so by rights I probably should have done more, but I get a bit distracted on the train sometimes. I like people watching. That makes me sound really nosy, like a busybody, but I'm on the last. See, this will need a good block, but that's fine. I'm on the last block section, but I might do a bit more. So if you see, if I pull it up a bit, there's a crisscross design. I'm warping it in the way I'm pulling it, but there is a crisscross design, and there'll be 3 repeats of that. How can I do that without? No, can't do it straight, but hopefully it will look lovely when it's blocked. It's a lovely, easy pattern to do. I have to admit, I did frog a bit last week, but I think that's because I've miscounted where I was so tired, and my stitch count wasn't right, and I was like, how could I have gone wrong? It's such an easy pattern. I don't know how my stitch count went wrong. I was just tired. So let me see if I can do that. Can you see that better? And then I give up. But anyway, it's lovely, really nice. My only complaint is more with the yarn than the pattern, because I'm using Ice Yarns Merino Gold, so it's 60% merino, 40% acrylic, and it's this beautiful colour, absolutely gorgeous colour. But as I'm working, the dye is running off on my fingers. Yeah, I probably should have washed it first, maybe soaked it, try and get some of the over dye out. That's my only complaint with that one. But hopefully that will be a finished object by the next time I film. Fingers crossed. And the last active whip I have isn't that much to show at the moment, but I will. And here it is. As you can see from the ribbing at the bottom, this is a jumper for my middle child, Logan, who is 4, nearly 5, as he keeps saying. I'm 4, nearly 5. There we go. And I'm making it with one of these rolls I've got from Lolly's Little Wool Shack in Cherry Be Merry. You see? There's quite a lot of red on this one. And I said to him, shall I cut this off and go onto the blue now? Because he chose this yarn because he liked the stripes, I think. He said yes. So I might do that. Or, as this is probably the back panel, I might just leave a red back and then do more stripes on the front. Haven't decided yet. But this is a very simple pattern so far, just straight up. I haven't done any increasing yet, or decreasing for the shoulders, but the pattern is a free pattern from Yarnspirations, and it is it's free, so it doesn't matter if I'm showing too much. Child's crochet crew neck pullover, and I'm making it in size 4. He is quite a small. Sorry about that. My camera stopped recording and I didn't realise for a while, and then I filmed it again and I ran out of space, so I had to delete things. So if I do repeat myself at this point, I do apologise. I think I was talking about this child's crochet jumper. I'm going to make him size 4. He's quite small for a 4/5-year-old. I think that'd be quite big on him actually, so fingers crossed. That should fit up to 23-inch chest. It should be 28 inches when done, and he was 21 inch. And that was when he was puffing his chest out as well, like he does. I want to measure your chest. Okay. Polly's best strong man. Sorry. Oh, my child. He's a character, bless him. I love him to pieces. He's definitely a strong character. I think I mentioned before that I was on the train quite early this week going into the office, so I bought myself a magazine to read as well as doing crochet. I subscribe to Crochet Now magazine because I'm doing the Vintage Sweethearts cowl, but I've put that off to one side, but I'm still getting the magazine. But I saw this one and it looks really pretty and spring-like, so I thought I had to get it. And I say spring-like, given she's wrapped up in, I meant the colours, spring-like. Inside Crochet Magazine, issue 97. There's quite a few pretty things in here that I want to make. The one I want to make most is let me move this side, the frosted bark. Probably shouldn't show you because that's the whole pattern on one page. The frosted bark cowl. There we go. I want to make that because I do like wearing cowls. And it also has in here, at some point this year I'm going to try and learn Tunisian, and in here is a Tunisian hoodie. Obviously it's not going to be a beginner project, but if I can master it, it's this sort of thing that I want to be able to do because it looks kind of knitted. I think that would be quite cute. But yeah, there's a few nice things in here. Some granny square mitts, a nice little cardigan. So yeah, and it came with a snowflake. It's not really spring-like. I'm just being silly. But a snowflake mini project bag, which is quite cute when I'm travelling and I just want to take something small with me. So, oh, I bought another pattern as well. This is just a one-off pattern from Peter Pan. Look at this cute little poncho stroke. I think it's a poncho with sit-in sleeves to make it more cardigan-like, with a hood. There's the back. It goes up to 24-inch chest, so that should fit up to Logan's age. I'm going to make it for Willow though. I think it's going to be very cute for a little girl. So, and it doesn't take that much yarn. The biggest size takes 7 balls of 50 grams, so you're looking at 350 grams of DK weight, so it's not too bad. How cute though. It's very cute. I'm going to try and use stash yarn though, part of my resolutions. But yeah, as I said, I want to try and learn Tunisian, so learn something new. I've got some of these. Now, I didn't want to invest too heavily at this stage because it's a, you know, it could just be a whim or it could be something I end up doing a lot. So I bought some of these. They're just cheap and cheerful online, but they're actually really cheap given how many they are. I think there was only about £3 or £4. £2. So yeah, got some of those, and oh, and I catch my jumper. Brilliant. Yeah, should be alright. I should be able to get that little catch back. And I got some of these. Sorry for the crinkling. I haven't taken them out of the packet yet. The little bamboo ones with the long. So I don't know if they're good enough. Would they help? Would they be a good start? You have to let me know if you do Tunisian. I'm starting to get worried about that bit now. Paranoid. Anyway, so on top of those, I've got some yarn. I'm intending, say, project coming, to join a Cowl by Terry at Yarn Joy Podcast. I think that's right. Apologies if it's wrong, Terry. Who is running a Cowl to make the Repeat Crafter Me Christmas blanket, and which is a corner to corner, or you can do it anyway. It's a Grafgan. I'm going to be trying to do it corner to corner, as I think most people have been doing. But this is the first graph. It's free, so I can show you this. It's not. I've done it in black and white and written on the bottom what the colours are, but because I have a black and white printer. It's a laser printer, but it's only black and white. So, but I've done myself a little key at the bottom. So that's the first square, and there's 9 squares in total, and it's starting now, and the Cowl is going to run right the way to the end of the year. I think she said she wanted to get it done by Thanksgiving, which we don't celebrate here, but I know roughly when it is, so I've got something to work towards. And so I've got some yarn for that, so I've got quite a bit of yarn purchasing going on. The beauty of it, I think, is you can kind of buy the yarn as you go, because it's individual squares. You can just mess around a bit with the colours. I mean, it will look off if it's quite clearly meant to be the same, like different shades of white, for example, but hopefully that won't happen. So Lolly's Little Wool Shack, we're having a little clearance. These weren't on clearance, but there was a discount code, which was quite handy. So we've got this is really soft, really soft. If you're in the UK, do check out Lolly's Little Wool Shack. You've probably heard me talking about it quite a lot. But for things like this was £2, and then I had 18% off, I think it was. So it's 190 grams. That's really good, and it's really nice. Feels a little bit like Karen's Simply Soft, but sturdier, less sheeny, if that makes sense. So I really like that. So I've got a couple of these in the white, black for the little trim bits, this blue which is for a different square, but I knew it was coming up, so might as well. I've got this bright red. That's that box. And then goodies, lots of goodies. More white. I got a darker red. I got a grey, which is the background colour of Father Christmas. And for future squares, I got this. I thought it was going to be a little bit less orange than that, but that's my bad. So I might use a different colour for what that was intended for. Brown, which is like the Christmas tree bark and things like that. I got this green, and where is it? I'm not digging around. This green, and yeah, that's it for those currently. There is a few colours I haven't got yet, but I'm trying to pace myself because I run out of money quite quick if I don't. I also bought this gold, and in that one, this mustard. Now originally I thought this gold was going to be used for a scarf, but I think I'll use this one. Reason being, I wanted to make a Newt Scamander Hufflepuff scarf. Now I know that Hufflepuff is traditionally yellow and black, but if you watch the film Fantastic Beasts, his scarf is a lot more muted than that. So I was thinking, but I don't know if this is a bit too variegated, so I might get a dark grey instead to kind of give it that rustic look. I had intended it to be that, but it came out a bit too creamy, a bit too beigey, but I think that might work. I might try it on a swatch and see. And the reason I want to make the Hufflepuff scarf, oh, and I've got a little bit of pink, that's not an order, that's old, for Love Christmas's face. The reason I want to make the Hufflepuff scarf is I bought my son a Newt Scamander costume for, it's not quite World Book Day at his school, but it's on World Book Day week, and they're doing Harry Potter week, and on the Friday it's going to be dressed as your favourite character. Now I've told Xander, you're a Hufflepuff, you are a Hufflepuff, you always will be, and being 7, 8, he's not quite, you know, he's going with the, but my friend says Hufflepuff's boring and all that, and I'm like, no, you are a Hufflepuff, this is great about Hufflepuff. And he didn't quite get it, and then I showed him Eddie Redmayne in Fantastic Beasts, and we watched the film together, and I was like, see, Newt Scamander is Hufflepuff. And he was like, wow, they are cool, aren't they? So, winner, I'm going to try and make him a scarf to go with the costume that he's got. He was Harry Potter last year, even though he's blonde, so it didn't quite work. I should have got him a Draco costume, but he was like, no, 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 not Slytherin. Nothing wrong with being Slytherin. I'm pretty sure Logan is a Slytherin. I think he is. Sorry, I got distracted with Harry Potter there. I've got a wand ready for him. So, yeah, so I think Logan is going to go in Xander's Harry Potter costume, and then Xander can wear his Newt Scamander costume with a scarf that I'm going to make. I'm probably going to actually attempt a Gryffindor one for Logan, because I think he's very much like Harry. He could be either. So, and the costume he's got has got red lining, so it's kind of Gryffindorish. So I've got to do that, I think it's beginning of March, so I've got to do that by then, so that will be done soon. Yeah, that's my Harry Potter wand, by the way. My husband bought me a Harry Potter box, and inside there was a wand. I've already got a wand, actually. I've got a wooden one. That's been handmade. I wouldn't necessarily trust my 7-year-old to take that into school without me watching him, but that one I will. I think it's like a, I don't know, this is like resin, but my husband got me this with, and inside there's an acceptance letter from Hogwarts and your supplies list, and so I'm just looking outside because it's like to rain again, and there's a train ticket and that sort of thing. So very cute, very. So yeah, so that's my yarn purchases. There isn't any other yarn purchases this month. I'm trying to rein it in a bit. There's a little bit more because Lily's Little Shack had further reductions. A couple more, not many. And I think that's it. Non-yarny purchase though. It's kind of related because it's got some hooks in it. I'm really excited about this. I thought it was gorgeous. It's meant to be like a flower pot, I think. I use it. I've got some hooks in and pens in at the moment. And look at him. Look at baby Groot. How cute is he? I'm in love with this guy. He's sitting there looking at me, and he's so cute. So yeah, I bought him this week. Well, I bought him a couple of weeks ago and he turned up this week. And he sits alongside my little cauldron pot, which has some stitch markers in for on the go access, which my husband made for me. I'm using it was the last on the reel of his 3D printer, and so I need to use it up, so I made something small. Here you go. And I was like, oh, I could put my stitch markers in there. It's so cute. So yeah, that's it for purchases. I have, however, been sent from an Instagram user. Her name is, I'll put it up here in case I pronounce it wrong, Lila Elephant mit Trampolin. She's from Austria, and I know rough German because I did study it for 2 years at school, but when I was 11, and I'm pretty sure, please do correct me if I'm wrong, is it purple elephant on a trampoline or purple elephant jumping? I might be totally off the mark, and if I am, I'm so sorry, but do let me know. That'll be interesting to know. And I'm sorry if my translation's off, but anyway, this very kind Instagram user, as part of the Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted hashtag, sent me a little package. Now, I wished for pattern from my Ravelry wish list, which I did get granted, a project bag, which I did get granted, which I showed you in previous, and mini skeins and yarn which I can't easily get over here in the UK, something a bit different. And this lady is in Austria, so she sent me some yarn from Austria, which is really cool. She's obviously looked at my Instagram and seen what colours I'm into, so she sent me, this is cotton and it says Samba on it. I don't know if the colour is written on here. It's DK weight because it takes 4 to 4.5 hook. And it's sort of pastel-y rainbow, which is lovely. Do love a variegated yarn. They don't always work for all patterns, but I'd love a variegated yarn. And this one. I'm not going to. Baby Garn Zoom Stricken. I'm not going to read the rest of it in flamingo colour. And I really love these colours. And this takes 3 to 4 mil hooks, so it's slightly finer. But I absolutely love this fuchsia and purple and blue together. I think it's absolutely stunning. I always loved that. And these greens kind of break it up so it doesn't look quite so in your face. So I really like that. So thank you ever so much. I'm absolutely blown away by how lovely people can be. Inside the package as well is this little Austria magnet, which is so cute. It sits next to at the moment on here the other magnet I received. So there you go. And there was a little badge in there as well. It says, if I can angle it, there we go, out of the light, Craft Easter. Are you going to focus on it? No. Did last time. There we go. Move it back a bit. So that's going to go on one of my project bags, I think. So, yeah, that was very sweet. Absolutely love that. And that's it for this week. I keep saying all of a sudden. I do apologise. I might have some good news the next couple of weeks. Not yarning related, just life related. So you might not be interested, but hopefully things are looking up for us. So there'll be less moaning from me, hopefully. So keep your fingers crossed, guys, that there'll be some really good news soon. It'll be really great not to have some of the stress that we've had lately. And yeah, it'd be so good just to tick some of these things off our stress list and go, yes, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's out of the way. Lovely, brilliant. Yeah, fingers crossed. Okay, so I hope you all have a really lovely week. Really do. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything that I was meant to say. But anyway, have a brilliant week, guys. Get lots of crafting done if that's what you want to do. If not, then don't. And enjoy. That's the most important thing. If it gives you stress, like with the honey blossom shawl, really bad whinging about the pattern because I got it free, and I know how tough it can be when you write patterns, but I did find it quite stressful, and it got to the point where I thought, you know what, if it's not bringing you joy, why are you doing it? You know, don't really get to the point where it's making you miserable. That's my way of thinking about it, to be honest. I am stubborn. That's my thing. I am stubborn, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I will do it, and I will figure it out. But at the same time, why do it to yourself? You know, it's meant to be fun. So yeah, I will say it's not Holly's fault at all. I know she's mentioned that she feels a bit bad because of this cow's her idea, and she's running the cow, and you know, it's not her fault. The pattern went a bit wrong. There's quite a few of us, and I don't know why it's not been mentioned on Ravelry before. I mean, that pattern's been out for quite a long time. Has no one had this problem? I don't know. Who knows? I think it's going to be pretty when it's done, so I will persevere. But I'm not going to frog it again and do it again. No. I'm too stubborn. Just not. I'll be here next week going, oh, I frogged it and I started again. I think this time I needed to maybe have gone up a hook size. But I'm hoping that I'll be able to block it. If anyone's wondering, I know someone did comment, I haven't done my yarn dyeing yet because when I was meant to do it, I had to dash off to the solicitors to get some paperwork down. We are selling our home in London at last, so I couldn't do it. So yeah, I will do it. It's on my list to do this week. So I'm going to go before you have to listen to me coughing. So that's something that's gone in my throat. Hopefully there'll be an update on the yarn dyeing next week. Okay? Bye bye. Oh, I meant to say, sorry, I've got red eyes where I just had a coughing fit. I've got quite a few new subscribers this week, and I'm hoping that it will continue to grow. I was thinking if I get to 200, would anyone be interested in a crochet along after all these current ones have settled a bit, because there's quite a few going on at the moment. I was thinking maybe not pick a pattern and everyone do the same pattern, but I might pick a theme, and I'm going to think about purchasing some prizes, not too much. I've got 3 kids. I don't have all that money, but I have bought quite a lot of yarn recently, so I do have a budget there. So I was thinking I might get some prizes in, and pick a theme maybe related to the prizes that I pick, and you know, run it for a while and see if anyone is interested in crocheting along with me. Would be quite nice. So yeah, if you're interested, that would be great. If not, then I'll do it later. So anyway, I'm gonna go again. Right, bye.